Today we're going to be taking an early look at a new electric car charger from United Chargers called the Alpha. I'm going to do a little unboxing, going to mount it, get first impressions. This won't be a full review of the Alpha because this is still in a beta testing site. United Chargers actually delivered 20 of these to beta testers, and they asked me if I wanted to participate in that, and I said sure I would, but I warned them that, you know, I'm going to be doing videos and posting stuff on Inside EV, so if something comes up that I don't like or that doesn't work right, it's going to be out there. They said go for it, you know, we're not hiding anything, although they did say it still has some bugs. You're in the beta testing program, so if bugs happen, they happen. Anyway, let's take a look at it now. Then I'll mount it and get first using impressions. Alrighty, let's take a look here. Okay, all right, the units under there. What's in here? Okay, this looks like, I'm not sure what this is for yet, but I think I know what this is for. This looks like this might go on the back of the unit as like a mounting plate, but not that it mounts with. Let me see. Okay, here's mounting hardware is in here. All right. Okay, I think I get it. So this will mount to the back of the charger. Yeah, this will go on the back of the Alpha. This will go on the wall. And then the Alpha will go on it and lock and hold it on. And then this will probably go on the back of the unit so that there's not a big gap. Sometimes when we install chargers with mounting brackets like this, the charger sits here, so there's a gap. Doesn't really make a difference, but it looks like United Chargers just wants it to look pretty. So this is going to get snapped on after it's mounted, so it's nice and flush against the wall. Okay, we got this here. Here's your mounting screws, and there's also a pin in here that, let me show you. When this goes on the wall, there's holes here, and United Chargers gives you a pin that you slide through here so that it won't accidentally fall off the wall. And if you mount this outside, they actually sell this pin that has a lock on the end with a key, so nobody can steal your unit. They don't give you the lock for free, but if you need it, you can buy it from their website. I think it's like 10 bucks or something like that. All right, let's take a look at the unit. Alrighty. We have two connector holsters. This goes on the wall and you holster the connector, but for some reason they give us two, which is a little, maybe they put it in the box by mistake. Throw that out of the way. Okay, here is the unit. This is the connector. Same connector that they use on the Grizzle E, which we see over here. This is the Grizzle E charger, which is available from United Chargers currently. Okay, so here's the Alpha. It's thin, but it's big. Looks like it's about 15 or 16 inches tall and about 9 or 10 inches wide. Yeah, I think this will go on the side like this, so it covers up that. So the interesting thing about the Alpha is it has an interactive touchscreen display. The first charger, home charger that I know that has this, public chargers have these sometimes where you can pay and activate the station. But for home, this is the first one that's coming. It has a 7-inch color touchscreen display. It's going to have multimedia functions. It's going to basically control things in a smart home, which we haven't had that before with an EV charger. There's going to be apps that are preloaded, and United Chargers also promises that every month they're going to have new apps available. They're going to be downloaded over the air. They're eventually even going to have an app store and allow third-party apps to be made and available for it. So interesting stuff with this. That's why one of the reasons why I agreed to be one of the beta testers. This is one of the chargers that I've been waiting to really get a hold of and see, because it's different. We've never had anything like this available yet for home charging. Now it's a 10 kilowatt charger. It can deliver 40 amps to the car. It also can have, it has selectable power. You can have it deliver as little as 16 amps if you're on a circuit that can't deliver the full amount. You can adjust that through the app. It has a, interesting, it has a 5-year warranty. But I also read on the site that it's 5 years or 5 megawatt hour of delivered power. So you can easily go through 5 megawatt hour before 5 years is up. It depends on how much you drive. So I'm going to get a little clarity from United Chargers on that. The 5-year part I love. Very few home chargers have a 5-year warranty. 3 years is kind of industry standard. Some only have 1 year. I recommend people not to buy products with only a 1-year warranty. Then there's a couple that have a 4-year warranty, and 1 or 2 companies that do 5-year. Very few companies do 5-year. So I really like that in this. But if it's limited to 5 megawatt hour of delivered power, that could be a little problem because not too many people are going to get 5 years out of that. But we'll confirm that once we do a full review on the Alpha charger. Now it comes with a 25-foot cable, and this is United Chargers premium cable. That's good for cold weather. United Chargers is out of Canada, so being able to survive outdoor in Canadian winters is important for them. And we did the cold weather test on our Grizzle E. It performed well. It was one of the recommended cables for outdoor weather. The only drawback is it's thick and it's heavy. It's a little bit more difficult to maybe maneuver than some of the thinner cables like the Tesla. See how thin that is? But this Tesla cable did not perform well in the cold weather test. When it was frozen, it didn't want to bend, unlike this. So, you know, there's trade-offs here and there, but this has a thick rubberized jacket. You could probably ride over this with a truck, you know, 100 times and it wouldn't break the cable. So United Chargers went for durability over, say, lightness and easily manageable cables. It's currently undergoing UL certification. It's not UL certified yet, but United Chargers says it will be UL certified. The UL certification process can take a long time. You know, we trust that United Chargers is putting it through the UL certification like they say they are. There's no reason to believe they aren't, but until it's UL certified, it's not. Hopefully that goes through the process pretty quickly. We asked for ours in a plug-in version, the NEMA 1450 plug. You can also get it in a hardwired version. I think most people today opt for pluggable units. They're easy. If there's something breaks and you need to send it back, you don't have to hire an electrician. If you move, you unplug it and take it with you. So that's one of the reasons why we, let me turn this sideways. We usually recommend the pluggable units. So I'm going to mount this now and plug in my Tesla Model 3, and we'll see how it looks and how it works. There's 4 easy steps to mount your Alpha in your garage. First up, you take the mounting plate, sit it on the back of the Alpha, and you'll notice there's 4 screw holes there. You line it up with this plate. They supply you with the 4 screws and washers. It doesn't matter which way you put this, top or bottom. So United Chargers does have a little sticker that says top. So make sure you put the top on the top. You simply screw in these 4 screws. Next up, you're going to want to secure the mounting plate to the wall and try to hit a stud in the wall. If you don't, definitely use anchors so that the unit is secured to the wall well. This is heavy, especially you're going to drape the cables around it. Want to make sure this thing is secured to the wall very well. Now I have a different system here than what you'd have in your garage. I use these removable planks so I can hang the chargers and move them around, but you would want to have this secured to your wall very well. There's 3 screw holes for the mounting, and as I said, I advise you to use all 3 of them and make sure it's really secured well to the wall. Once the plate is mounted, you hang the Alpha on the plate. It slides in like that and snaps down, okay? Alrighty. And then you use the pin that they gave you to slide it through. Out the other side, and then you put the cotter pin on the other side so it's secured to the wall. Next up, we're going to plug it in and put that plastic guide around the side just to make it look pretty. So it's secured to the wall. I just plugged it in. It just fired up. I also hung the connector holster on the wall, and I figured out that they didn't give me an extra connector holster by mistake. That's the regular connector holster for the J1772. But what United Chargers did was, now they're including one for a Tesla connector, which is really smart. Most of the electric vehicles sold today are Teslas, and the third-party charging companies like ChargePoint, NLX, Bosch, United Chargers, they're all trying to figure out how to get a piece of that Tesla pie. They don't want people buying the Tesla wall connectors. They want them buying their chargers. You know, if you don't have a connector holster for it, then it's not a deal breaker, but it's nicer to have that. So this is actually the first company that I know of that is now supplying 2 connector holsters with their charger, one for J1772 and one for the Tesla connector. Now, you'd say, well, the Grizzly doesn't come with a Tesla connector. Obviously it doesn't. It comes with the J1772, but you use your Tesla adapter. You just snap it onto the J1772. And if you're going to use that connector holster, you have to keep taking it out every day. Who wants to do that? So if you're charging at home and you're always using the adapter with your J1772, you want to be able to holster the connector nice and easy. I'm a big fan of holstering your connector on electric vehicles when you're not using them. You don't want it just laying around. They get dusty, they get dirty. Some water, liquid could get sprayed into it. You want to keep your connector pins nice and clean. So always holster your connector when it's not in use. All right, so let's take a look at this now. Okay, seems like it just goes like that. And this side is like this. Does it easily snap in place? Kind of. Yep, there it goes. All right, no, not really. All right, so it's not that easy, but I'm sure I'll get it. There you go. Okay, looks good. Nice and flush against the wall. Not sure how necessary that is, but it's good that United Chargers is paying attention to detail and caring about how the side of the unit looks. So I can't ding them for that at all. Next up, we're going to charge my Tesla Model 3 with this, see how it works, run through a quick overview of the touchscreen. As I said earlier, United Chargers told me many of the features don't work. As a matter of fact, they said only about 10% of the features that this is going to have is available now for the beta users. It's not even Wi-Fi enabled yet, and this will be a Wi-Fi charger, Wi-Fi smart charger once it's available to the public. But in beta form, it's not quite available yet. I think they want us to kick the tires, give us their first impressions, try to help them iron out the bugs before they sell to the public. Nothing wrong with that. You get to see firsthand a little behind the curtains of what's going on with the Alpha before it's available for purchase. So after installing the trim ring around the Alpha, I realized they still had 2 screws left over. And because this is a beta test unit, it didn't come with instructions. So there was no step-by-step instructions. As you can see, it's pretty easy to do. But I did miss out that these screws are meant, after you snap this around the Alpha, to secure it to so it doesn't pop open. Now it's pretty tightly secured as it is, but I guess it can pop off over time, expansion and contraction on the plastic. But I had a problem doing it because it didn't appear as though the screws were long enough to go through. When you slide them in, they don't come out the other side. However, there are 2 little tabs that would appear like you could put the nuts in there to tighten the screw to. I couldn't get the nut to go in. I didn't want to force it because then it might get stuck. So I called United Chargers, and that is what you do. You just have to turn it so that it's in the perfect position and then snap it in. I put this one on this side, and see, it's in there. It won't come out even if you shake it. So it's pretty tight, the nut, and that's why I didn't force it. But that's what you do. After you put this on, first snap the nuts into the holes, and then what you're going to do is put this screw in, and you need a 3/16 Allen wrench to tighten it up. They don't supply that with it, so you have to have a 3/16 Allen wrench, pretty common size. So, you know, most people would already have that available. And while I was on the phone, I asked them about the warranty. We spoke about that earlier in this video, that they were going to have a 5-year warranty on the Alpha, but it was going to be capped at 5 megawatt hour of energy delivered. And that didn't seem right to me, because somebody with a pure EV that does a lot of driving can burn through 5 megawatt hour pretty quickly. If you have a plug-in hybrid, you don't do a lot of driving, it'll last many, many years. But I didn't think that that seemed right, and I wanted clarification on it. Now, the good news is the warranty on the Alpha isn't set in stone yet. United Chargers are still trying to figure out exactly where they're going to fall on that. They do want some combination of length, but also energy delivered. So the good news is they agreed, after some coaxing by me, that they will make a higher power delivery limit for the Alpha, maybe 10 megawatt hour. They'll possibly double what they were initially going to offer. So that's a good start. They may also do something where you can buy more power, like maybe pay $50 more and get 20 megawatt hour of power delivery. I'm just throwing numbers out there as an example. But the good news is they're willing to give this more thought, rethink it before this launches, and have a more robust warranty. Think that's good policy, that they're willing and open at least to discuss this. And I may have been able to get you guys a little bit longer warranty with a quick conversation to them. That's the power of reviews. In any event, let's go on to the features of the Alpha now and see how it performs. So I apologize for having to get in really tight with the camera here and have it on an angle. Even though the 7-inch touchscreen is really bright in person, I couldn't get it to show up good on the camera. There's some reflection. I've got lighting in here, so I've got to kind of get right on top of it and shoot in from this side. But let's see if we can't do a quick walkthrough. So first of all, it comes and it's locked, and you can set it so that you need a password, a 4-digit password to get in. Right now it's not set for that, so I can just unlock it. Up here is meter, and this is your energy meter. It shows total power consumption, your status, it's available, the charging time, the output voltage that the line is on right now, your current, your average power, schedule. Here's where you'll schedule it for weekdays and weekends if you're on a time of use plan, or if you just want the vehicle to charge at a delayed charging schedule. This is where you set that. Okay, reports. Here on the report screen. So this is pretty cool. You can have it show you up to 25 of your last charging sessions, the full report on how long you charged for and how many total kilowatt hours the car took in for each charging session. All right, users. Okay, this is interesting here. This is the Alpha set up so that you can set different users. Like there's a couple reasons why you want to do that. You might want to, just if you have 2 EVs in the house, you might want to just record who uses how much power, and you and your spouse each have your own code when you come to plug it in. When you come to plug in, you put your code in, and then it knows, okay, it's Tom's Tesla, it's not Meredith's BMW, and then you can see how much power you use. But I mean, that's kind of just a fun thing to do. It has more practical purposes too. If this was in a shared environment, like a condo complex or something like that, you can actually have PIN codes assigned to the people that are going to use it, and then it will record how much power each person uses, so that way you can share the cost of charging. And it also will, with the PIN codes, nobody else can plug in if they don't have the code. And if you want to let your friend charge at your charger one day, that's fine. It's going to be on your bill. So that's a cool feature that this thing has. Lock, I know what that does. Update, what is this? Okay, check for software updates. As I said earlier, this does OTA software updates. I don't have this synced to the Wi-Fi yet, so it won't work if I try to press that. Amperage down here. Okay, this is where you'll set your maximum amperage. If you have your circuit can't deliver the full 40 amps, which you'd be required to have at least a 50 amp circuit to be able to deliver the full 40 amps, you could dial that down to the amperage that you could take. Let's say I was on a 40 amp circuit. I would set this to 32 amps, and the car can deliver, the Alpha can deliver 7.7 kilowatts to the car instead of the full power that it can at 40 amps. You can dial that all the way down to 16 amps if needed. Okay, date and time. Okay, that's where you set the date and time. Nothing exciting there. Settings, and this is where you set all the settings in. Camera. Okay, that doesn't work yet, but that's interesting. And now that I see camera, I see it looks like there's 1 or 2 cameras built into this, so that's kind of cool. I wonder what we're going to be able to do with that. Maybe you could set it to take a picture every time somebody plugs in. If this isn't in your garage, if it's in a public place like I said before, if it's in a shared condo or housing complex, maybe it keeps an eye on what's going on. It's kind of like a sentry mode for chargers. I'm going to have to figure out. I'm going to find out from United Chargers what this camera thing is all about. Okay, that's it. Then we hit lock there, go back to the main screen. It always has the time. So far so good. As I said, it doesn't have full functionality yet, but I like what I see so far. I'm excited about a new product, and what I like to see is companies doing things that nobody else is doing. Nobody has a touchscreen like this, multifunction, that's going to have all kind of apps. You're going to be able to load this thing up with all different types of apps. You're going to be able to sync it to your smart home, and that's cool that United Chargers is doing something different. Even as far as that little Tesla connector holster, I think that's a great idea. You know, there's so many Tesla customers out there. You want to capture those customers. You want to give them a reason to come to you. You know, you want a slice of that Tesla pie. And I know it's not a big deal having the connector holster that fits the Tesla connector, but I think it's a good feature, and I like the way they're thinking. That's it for our initial rundown of the screen. I'm going to plug it into my Model 3 now. Nothing exciting there, but we'll just make sure that it works and it's delivering the maximum 40 amps that it can deliver. I got to set that back to 40 amps. Before we wrap this thing up, as I said, we're going to do a full review soon, but I need to have the full functionality for that to really give this thing a full going over. Okay, I was able to dim the lights a little and get this thing centered so you can see the screen. I'm going to plug in my Tesla Model 3 now. She's plugged in. Okay, Alpha shows that it's charging. I like how the little battery indicator on the bottom shows that it's charging. We have a line voltage of about 220 volts. It's a little lower than it normally is at my house, but your line voltage will vary at your home from time to time depending on time of year and how much energy the people around you are using. And also when you plug in, the voltage drops because as the amperage goes up, the voltage is going to drop a little. All right, we're up to 36 amps already, 41 amps. Ooh, I'm getting a little bit more than I bargained for. I'm supposed to only get 40, but I'm getting 41.3. I'll take it. As you can see on the top, it shows how long you've been charging. And on the bottom, 0.11 kilowatt hour. So it's going to show you the total amount of kilowatt hour you got in that charging session and how long you've been charging for. Okay, that's it for our first introduction to the Alpha. We'll be doing some more extensive reviews of this unit as I get apps downloaded and how after I can set this thing up with my Wi-Fi. We'll probably have a series of reviews on it. I'm looking forward to this charger and to see if it lives up to its billing. United Chargers is calling it the Alpha, so that's a pretty strong name. You know, if you're going to call yourself the Alpha, you better be doing something good, and hopefully this will fulfill the promises that they have. That's it for today on State of Charge. Please, if you like what we're doing here with our charging station reviews and electric vehicle reviews, make sure you subscribe and tap that notification bell. See you next time.